Mnakumbuka kwamba mwaka 29 hapo Rais General Kaguta Museveni akasema kwamba lazima vitende vya uzalendo.
Fungua.
Yes, that speedy man is all the way from northern Uganda. A man from Karamoja has finished. A man from northern Uganda tayari amemaliza. Kazi imefanya nini? Imefanywa. Tunawashukuru commanders ambao walikuwa katika kipengele hiki. That senior 5 boy, I don't know whether he will not escape. Amemaliza.
Ndio hiyo. That is my boy.
Also from Tokolo.
I'm proud of him.
He is from yes, that cowboy from Kasese has also finished.
Munaona sasa tunatokea. Sijui alitoroka wapi huyu, lazima tunamjua.
Naye amemaliza.
Na huyu msichana
wa senior 5, a daughter to our teacher Soja Mukuru Kasite, naye amemaliza.
You can see how they are doing it. These are the young. You are not Mbarara personnel and the guidance that has pushed us to this level. Thank you, the community of Mbarara and the second Infantry Division headquarters for supporting this colorful event. And others who are in other schools where we have moved, they are praying to come, struggling to come and join us here, sir. Thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough, but that is...
Second division, we cannot, hatuwezi kuwashukuru tukatosheka. Mumetusha
I congratulate all cadres who have passed through this patriotism training exercise. The chief guest, sir, Mbarara Army Boarding Secondary School is both a day, mixed day and boarding secondary school with a total number of students 1,628 and staff 150, both teaching and non-teaching, the support staff. A very committed community and very cooperative, as you can witness. The school foundation body is UPDF under the chieftains of education and sports, education, sports and culture. The staffs are from different categories. We have staff from UPDF, soldiers who are teachers.
Implemented what our Commander-in-Chief have been directing us about patriotism, and more so the pillars of the NRM, which is the national unity. We are from different categories, but you cannot differentiate because of the national unity inculcated among them. We as a school, we have a lot of achievements, especially in mentoring our learners. In terms of discipline and academics, we have moved so far. We emphasize guide and counseling as a pillar of mentoring a citizen of tomorrow. We don't only handle academics, but we prepare an all-round citizen. There is no stone within the basic of education that we leave unturned in Mbarara Army Boarding Secondary School. I'm proud of my staff, I'm proud of my students, and I'm proud of this division and the country at large. Allow me now to take this opportunity to give a special vote of thanks to different categories of people that have made maps to reach this far. Otherwise, we have a lot of achievements. Because of time, we cannot read them. Allow me to thank the chieftains of education, Council and Sports, UPDF, the Directorate of Education, UPDF. It is only 164,800, the entire fees for the day scholars. We are going to scale down the reduction every year for the soldier parents because they are the pillars for this school. This school was founded purposely to benefit the children of the soldiers. Within 2 years, we shall not be paying more than 50,000 for the children of the soldiers. The same we shall also be reducing for the children of the community around, so that they also benefit from our school. Without destabilizing or affecting the academic performance, we are moving steadily in progress. So that is where we are. I would like to appreciate the DPC for the support rendered to us, especially when we had the route march to the town, the mayor office, and all the city local government for the support. Without forgetting the education officer, Mbarara City, for the support they always render to us. We designed our patriotism training synonymous to that of military training. And within 2 weeks, they did wonders when it comes to drills and skill at arms. We had a plan to take them for range exercise. But our range ground here has been infiltrated by the development within the city, could not allow us to conduct the range exercise. Otherwise, the participants did quite a lot when it comes to patriotism training. They are not far for those who go to some points, the MPs, the ministers, they have gone to all those levels. So with that, I really appreciate the participants for the level of endurance. Even when it was raining, none of them complained, none of them collapsed. May God bless you abundantly. With this view, I once again thank the guests of honor for honoring our invitation.
invited guests, the students, welcome to this function. I'm called Lieutenant Colonel David Bamutazi, and I am the division administrator. I am here today on behalf of the division commander. The division commander is unable to be with us here because of other engagements. He's out of the region, and he has delegated me to be here because the deputy commander is again having another function in Mbarara. We have therefore decided to task organize accordingly. Sir Chief Guest, I must say I'm really amazed by the display, by what we have seen here from the students, the organizers. It's quite amazing. I want to thank you, Mr. Headmaster, and your team. I've seen you have a very formidable team of teachers. It's unprecedented. I've been to many of our schools elsewhere in the country, but the team I've seen here is quite a formidable team. And I'm sure, no wonder that's why you are doing a good job. This day, which you deliberately organized for us to come and witness, comes from the bottom of your heart. That you want these children to be the leaders of tomorrow of quality. This country has had issues to do with the patriotism, and I think that's why the Commander-in-Chief decided that we should put more effort into inculcating patriotism into the young children. Because when we have a young generation of quality, it means we have a country which is going to be very good for everybody of us, a country which is going to be emulated by other countries because of what we do, because of what we want to do, and because we want to be in a better place. I want to thank you, the students, on behalf of the division commander and of course the division of administration. Thank you for enduring. You have passed all the tests. Come rain, come sunshine, you are there. And that is not for the weak-minded. That goes back to the trainers, the UPDF team. They assured us that they would handle you and give out the quality that must be coming out of you. And indeed, this is what we have been witnessing here today. And I must commend the UPDF team that the work you are doing should not stop here, but also go to other schools, like I heard from the coordinator and the deputy, because they talked about some schools coming together, and then they can have a semblance of this. I want to assure you, sir, the coordinator, and your team, that the UPDF will always be there for you. We shall do our best. Of course, coming from the background that we are now the vanguard of patriotism in this country. Patriotism, I heard somebody define, but it's not only about love of the country. It goes beyond that. And I want you, the students, to understand this, that patriotism is, first of all, to understand your country, appreciate what it is, and on the basis of that, you should be able to love it. What do we have as a country? In terms of the resources, the natural resources, the human resource, and everything, the financial resources. Do we understand them? Do we want this country to move from where we are to another step? If we appreciate that, then we should have the reasons to love our country. I want to thank you very much and thank everybody who has contributed to this function, and promise that the second division will be there for whoever is championing the cause of patriotism. We shall stand by you and we shall make sure that we walk the talk. I want to thank you again, sir, our chief guest. Thank you very much for sparing part of your time to come and be with us here, and all the other invited guests. This is not something that we should take lightly, because we are looking at the future of this country, and therefore we should always do our best to ensure that we build these children, we mentor them, and make them better citizens of this country.
Gathered here today on a very great event of mentoring the younger generation to become responsible citizens. The kind of meeting we are sitting in today, for some of you who have read world history, know that the early Greek history, the history of Greek, where civilization started from, used to do the same things that we are doing right now. But in the earliest days of the earliest centuries, the people of Greece, who are called the mothers of civilization of the world, knew that it was very important to sit as elders in their meetings called agoros, and they could mentor the younger ones. They could see the best performers, reward them, and ensure that they are used as examples to mentor the other generation that would come next. And that's where education started from, and that's what led to the rise of philosophers who were the first teachers, like Socrates, Plato, Confucius. I can mention a very long line of philosophers who started education, who started mentoring from the community setting, just like we are seated here today. So on that very point, I thank the head teacher of the school for thinking it wise to call the elders, to call those who have been mentoring, the patriotism coordinators, trainers, and lecturers. You have called them on this auspicious day of exhibition of what has been happening because of that old wisdom. They say there is nothing great than old wisdom or indigenous wisdom. And Mr. Kamwana and your team, the patriots, we thank you very much for endeavoring to mentor the young ones. Today I'm not calling you teachers because I'm not in a school setting. I'm calling you mentors because the job you are doing is far bigger than just teaching. I wish to say a few things that would crown off every speech of those who are absent and even add in mine. Today we are meeting here to promote what is called modern human development. Human development, if you define it in the science way, it is the growth of a human being from a small organism. Those who did biology know what I mean by a small organism. Throughout the human life cycle of growth and development. From the small organism to a child to a human being who is an adult, from adult to old age, and from old age back to the organism where you started from. That is defined as human development. But for me, my first profession was journalism. And I worked for more than 15 years with the New Vision and the Monitor newspapers. My second profession, I'm a trained community development officer who did my bachelor's degree in planning and community development. So I appreciate what is happening here. And I'm also a student about to finish my master's in peace and conflict studies. So when I talk about human development, I mean a combination of what I have studied through a long period of time and even experience of what I've had, seen, and experienced in my life. So when I talk about human development, allow me to define it the other way around. Because Uganda is at a stage of moving to a middle income country. We are talking about human development, which is defined as enhancing people's capabilities and giving opportunities to the development of the country. I think you can get the difference now. There is a time when a human being can grow. When he's born and formed, it is automatic, Mr. Kamwana. Whether he's patriotic or not patriotic, he will just grow from child to a man, and they say, is this also a man? And he behaves like he's not a man. But the growth process will continue to old age up to death. Human growth from organism into back to organism. I'm talking about human development, which means enhancing people's capabilities, giving the people the development by giving them enough capability to handle the situations and at the same time be able to have the opportunities for them to perform the things you want them to use with their capabilities. And that's what the president has been fighting for. But for me, I put it in another words. And I would like to pray Mr. Kamwana and the other organizers of patriotism trainings, invite me to come and teach the concept of human growth. You will wonder, and you will see changes coming out of my speeches and presentations. This is not the first time I'm talking about human growth. I've been invited to larger audiences in America, in Europe, in Italy, in Hungary, in Beijing. I have been awarded several accolades and certificates for presenting on human growth in a manner that is understood by everybody. So human growth means human development by the second definition, which means enhancing people's capabilities and enhancing on their opportunities. It means it stands on 7 pillars. And these pillars of human development are the ones that form the current development agenda of the NRM government. But I'm only mentioning them in an academic form because of time. One of them, if you see that there is human growth, or if you want to target human development, for some of you have mobile phones, you can be searching for human development. You will see the second development model, and you will appreciate what I'm talking about. So human development begins with human capital development. Today we are here because the young men are getting new skills, new knowledge through all the various syllabus we have taken them through. That is achieving only one of the pillars of human development. That is called human capital development. And that is a very key thing for any development taken shape. You need the first resource called labor. And labor in the current times, in postmodernism, is only defined by what kind of quality, what is the quality of human beings you have in a country. We are going for census. We want to know what kind of Ugandans form that population of either 45 million people or 50 million people. What is their quality? Uganda has been exporting labor to the Arab world. But what kind of labor have we been exporting, and what is the outcome from them? I sit at the office near Internal Affairs, and you find sometimes some girls want to go and work abroad, but he cannot even make a signature. He cannot form a signature on the passport to enable that child to go and work in the Arab world. And remember where he's going. The countries have developed. They are not of our level. They are using machines. They are using cameras to monitor everything. Even when you're a babysitter, the kind of baby you are sitting is not the baby of Kawiyanda. It's another modern baby. They even have tabs as they grow. So as the babysitter, you're supposed to be teaching this child how to use the computer, initiate that child to the human growth system that is modern, that fits those countries. And that has caused the Ugandan government a lot of problems, because some girls get there and they totally get confused. They can't learn these things in such a short time. And the person who paid for that labor, hiring her, is patient enough to wait for you to first learn, and then after learning, then you teach the child. They have no time. That's what human growth #1 pillar is. The other pillar is about knowledge, because education has been #1 pillar for everyone. So human development pillar #2, knowledge accumulation, is something very important. Have the knowledge even on the things that you are not able to use at this time, because any stage you may encounter them. So some of you have ever gone to modern countries, who have ever gone to the airports. Sometimes you see the airplane there, you can't even log in, you can't book in, because no one is going there to tell you. As you leave one plane, going to another plane, you have to pass by the computer, fill in your passport, fill in your biometric system, and then you go and board another plane. All this knowledge, you need to get it, accumulate it as a pillar of development, because it will help you at one other stage. So by training these young men to have that knowledge accumulation, you are preparing them to encounter the situations that they may face in time, and which is not envisaged in the ordinary class system. So we thank you very much for this kind of system. The other pillars are very many. Let me just mention them. One of them is participating in political and community life. Mr. Kamwana, participating in the community life, participating in politics of the community is a pillar of human development. And this, I think, is part of the package we have been giving these young men. We don't expect them to go back and behave like the other people who have never been to school. We expect you to go back and contest for leadership as young men, youth. There is that special slot for youth only. For women, we want to see future MPs, we want to see future members of parliament, speakers, and everything that we are. Do better than us, the older generation, because for you from the younger generation as compared to us. The other is climate change. We are what we are because of nature. And that is patriotism clear. If you don't love the environment, then you have no purpose even to live. Because you're contributing nothing, you better die early and form the other organisms to help the biodiversity, sustained and ecology system. You give space to other species to live, which are very meaningful, than having a human being who is useless in a community. And this takes me to one point where they say that women are many and men are few. It is not true.
Asante sana watazamaji wa kituo cha UBC. Jina langu ni Bwana Muhindo Johnson, mwalimu na tena mkurugenzi wa masomo katika shule ya kijeshi Mbarara, na tena mchapakazi wa kufundisha Kiswahili nchini Uganda. Leo ni leo, asemaye kesho ni muongo. Leo shule letu la kijeshi Mbarara limeandaa karamu kuwapisha au kuwapitisha wale wanafunzi wa kidato cha kwanza na kidato cha 5 katika vipindi vya uzalendo. Mnakumbuka kwamba mwaka 29 hapo Rais General Kaguta Museveni akasema kwamba lazima vitende vya uzalendo viwe vinaimarika katika nchini Uganda. Unapenda lugha yako, unajipenda, unapenda nani, hivyo vyote lazima viwe vinaimarika. Na tena katika shule la kijeshi Mbarara tunajaribu kuimarisha kila kitendo cha utamaduni. Jambo la kwanza ni Uafrika. Na tena Uafrika bila lugha ambaye natuunganisha sisi sote ni bure. Ndio kisudi shule ya kijeshi Mbarara inawalazimisha wanafunzi wote kusoma lugha ya Kiswahili kuanzia kidato cha kwanza hadi cha 9, na ni lazima. Tafadhali wanafunzi wanapotoka hapa wanatoka huko na vile vitendo vya kufanyia inji na kuchapa kazi ya inji ya Uganda. So leo tulikuwa kwenye sherehe ya kuwapitisha wanafunzi wa kidato cha kwanza na cha 5 katika hii kozi ambayo wamemaliza leo. Leo hii sherehe ilikuwa kubwa sana. Wamepita mjini Mbarara wakitangaza lugha ya Kiswahili, wakitangaza Uafrika na wakitangaza utamaduni wa Afrika jinsi unavyofaa kufanywa.
Museveni Regan, kidato cha 3, Mkondo da, shule ya Mbarara Army Boarding Secondary School. Ninafurahi kuwa nanyi hapa leo kwenye siku ya kutambua mafanikio ya wanafunzi wetu hapa. Today it has been a long term day that we have come to a pass out day where during this course we have learned many things. We have learned how to strip and assemble guns. We have learned how to parade and march. As a student, this has helped me and imparted me with skills and drills that can help me in case I want to join the army, because we know there are different corners in life. You never know where life will take you. So this has imparted me with skills and drills. If at all I want to join army right now, it will be easy for me. As a new curriculum student, I have learned many things. I know rope work. In short terms, I've learned things that will help me in daily life, not only in future, but in daily life.